Welcome to Celebrity Investing, your go-to source for insights, tips and updates on navigating the exciting landscape of personal and global finance. Please like, share and subscribe for more exclusive content. Film photography is back in a big way, and it's brought with it a passionate community of creators. While many companies in this space are thriving, some camera manufacturers are facing tough challenges. Not all companies are positioned for long-term success. This video will look at specific film camera companies that current market trends suggest investors should approach cautiously in. We'll examine potential pitfalls and discuss why their outlook might be cloudy. Please keep in mind this information is for educational purposes only and isn't financial advice. The decline of legacy brands when nostalgia isn't enough. Sometimes a brand's long history can feel like a warm hug for loyal fans. But for investors, that history can also signal a problem. Some well-known film camera companies, despite their heritage, really struggle to keep up with today's market. You might see issues like old manufacturing methods, a real lack of new ideas, or just an inability to connect with the new wave of film photographers. This resistance to change can be a major red flag. Why older technology can be a red flag? Think about a company still using designs from decades ago without really bringing anything new to the table. This isn't just about sentiment, it has practical consequences. For example, maintaining these older technologies often means high repair costs. Finding replacement parts can become a real headache, sometimes nearly impossible as suppliers stop making them. Beyond repairability, a lack of progress really shows in the product itself. No new features. If a camera largely looks and functions like it did in 1970, it likely won't attract new buyers who expect modern conveniences. User unfriendliness. Newer photographers are used to intuitive designs. Older camera systems might feel clunky or overly complex by comparison. Incompatibility. Many older cameras do not easily integrate with modern photographic workflows or accessories. When a brand does not update its core offerings, it risks becoming irrelevant to anyone but the most hardcore of vintage enthusiasts. This limited appeal shrinks their potential customer base significantly. Poor marketing and brand engagement. In today's connected world, a company's online presence is everything. Some legacy brands, unfortunately, completely miss this point. They fail to genuinely engage with the vibrant online film photography scene. This lack of interaction leads to a diminished presence, almost as if they are hiding from their potential customers. Consider these common failures in marketing and engagement. Weak social media strategy. A brand might have dusty social media accounts, post irregularly, or worse, ignore comments and direct messages. This signals disinterest and deters a community built on sharing and discussion. Infrequent product announcements. While film camera development is slower than digital, long silences between announcements can suggest a lack of commitment. Enthusiasts want to see a brand actively working on new products, even small improvements. Ignoring community feedback. The film photography community is loud and passionate. Brands that don't listen to what users want or criticize risk alienating their most dedicated supporters. These missteps don't just affect sales, they erode brand loyalty. If a company doesn't seem to care about its own future or its customers, why should investors? This weak engagement can really telegraph a deeper problem within the company itself, suggesting they aren't ready to fight for their place in the market. Companies with unstable supply chains and production issues. Having a great camera concept means little if a company cannot consistently produce and deliver it. For film camera companies, a shaky supply chain or ongoing production issues can directly impact their reliability and trustworthiness. When you cannot get products to market reliably, you lose the confidence of your customers and, frankly, any potential investors. We want to see companies that are transparent and can actually make the cameras they promise. Reliance on niche or discontinued components. Imagine a company building a new camera, but key parts for it are hard to find. What happens then? Many film camera manufacturers depend heavily on specialized or even discontinued components. This creates a big risk. If one critical part becomes unavailable, their entire production line can simply stop. This reliance on rare components can cause several problems. Production bottlenecks. A single missing part can halt the assembly of many cameras, leading to long delays. Repair nightmares. If a camera needs a repair in the future, finding a replacement for a rare part can be nearly impossible. This leaves owners with unfixable cameras. Cost increases. Scarcity often drives up the price of components. These higher costs might get passed on to you, the consumer. Companies that build their future on such fragile foundations are taking a huge gamble. As an investor, you want to see a clear plan for sourcing parts reliably, not a hope and a prayer. Lack of transparency regarding production problems. Every company faces challenges. It is how they handle these issues and how openly they communicate about them that truly matters. Some film camera companies become vague or silent when production delays or quality control problems arise. This lack of transparency erodes trust very quickly. When companies are unclear about problems, it leads to frustrated customers. People get irritated when they are not told why their order is delayed or if there are issues with a product they bought. Damage to reputation. Continual silence or vague updates make a company seem incompetent or worse, deceitful. This can be very hard to recover from. Investor doubt. If a company will not be upfront with its customers, how can investors trust them with their money? Open communication is a sign of good management. A clear and honest communication policy is deeply important for building and keeping a good reputation. Businesses that front-load their customers with honest information, even bad news, usually fare better in the long run. They show respect for their audience, which builds loyalty and trust. Brands with a history of questionable quality control or customer service. When you are thinking about investing in a film camera, you are not just buying a device, you are buying into a company's promise of quality and support. Unfortunately, some brands consistently miss the mark here. They might release products with problems or fail to help customers when things go wrong. These issues can quickly make a brand lose its appeal and ultimately hurt its long-term chances of success. A pattern of such problems should make any investor think twice. Legacy brands and new entrants alike face serious challenges that could make them risky bets. Stay tuned for part 2. Stay tuned and continue to watch our videos to gain valuable insights into the world of finance. Subscribe, like and share to continue your journey to financial success.